Hey guys, Jesse Casillas here once again, and I'll be responding to the following prompt. Define globalization and discuss the processes of globalization, discuss the different levels of international activity, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of globalism, and then provide some examples of advantages and disadvantages. So let's go ahead and jump right into this and allow me to provide a definition of globalization. And to summarize this, I'll start by stating that globalization is the interdependency of a worldwide economy based on its resources, product markets, and business competition. And in the process of globalization, we see the creation of quite a few different organizations, some of them being the European Union, also known as the EU. The EU currently consists of 28 member states who have a political and economic alliance. In 2002, the euro was created and is now used by 19 of the 28 member states. A little closer to home, we see the North American Free Trade Agreement, also known as NAFTA, which binds North America, Canada, and Mexico. In the core concepts of management, Schermerhorn states this agreement largely frees the flow of goods and services, workers, and investments within a region that has more potential consumers than its European rival, the EU. Quite impressive. Overseas, we have the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, also known as APEC. This group alone makes up 1/3 of the world's marketplace. Now that's pretty astounding. Regarding Africa, it appears that the southern region of the country has experienced political revival in the past, and we can expect them to gain some momentum in the world's economy in these upcoming years. Some of the different levels of international activity we see throughout the world is domestic business, which operates within a country. We have international business. These are organizations that conduct business across national boundaries. We have multinational businesses, also known as MNCs, which are multinational corporations. And these organizations operate in more than one foreign country. And then simply we have global business, which are organizations that operate across the globe in a much larger magnitude. Some of the advantages that we have of globalization is the removal of tariffs and quotas and certain bans, and this allows the world's countries to pool their resources together to reach a common goal. And we also see that MNCs and global exports have increased, and this stirs up economies. It provides jobs and whatnot. And speaking of providing jobs, we see how one of the advantages of globalization is the uh, in the way that it helps developing countries get ahead. And to provide an example, India is a wonderful example of developing country in globalization. And what has happened with India is there have been many service-based jobs that have been created because of globalization. When we call customer service, for example, and we're there to get an issue resolved, a lot of the times you're not getting an American on the phone. You're actually getting someone that's overseas, and many of these jobs do land in India. And this individual has access to certain databases and um, information that helps them resolve our issues. So it's a great example of how a developing country has developed further because of globalization. Globalization has also created an avenue of offshoring, relocating U.S. jobs to overseas, and we see this as a disadvantage, of course, for the U.S. specifically, as we see more and more jobs go overseas. That means more and more people are becoming unemployed. Thankfully, in the past few years, we see that some of these jobs are coming back to the United States because of certain administrations allowing certain tax breaks and whatnot. and drawing these individuals or organizations back to the United States. And globalization as a disadvantage has devastating effects on cultural diversity. And I'll give you another example of this, and that's simply the term McWorld, which has been coined for the worldwide spread of Western business and culture, and how devastating it has been in leveling out the cultural differences, and how we see much of the Western type of culture taking over in certain countries, and we see that loss of diversity. So that's just another example of disadvantages. So thank you for your time in watching this, and I hope it was beneficial to you. See you next time. Thank you.